Greetings, everybody. I'm Karen Taylor from Pure English Practice and Color Vowel, here today with a focus on Blue Canoe. All of these are related to the same idea. We are here because we're interested in spoken English. We're interested in how it works, how to teach it, and how to learn it. This is a free class for the world that learners and teachers attend together. So it's unique and very special. I want to welcome our guests in the room. I'm going to use our guests' countries and cities as part of our warm-up as we move along. Let's look at the color vowel chart here in Blue Canoe for a moment and do a warm-up. For this, I'll ask you, first of all, I want to thank Doug and Mark and Anis have their cameras open. I really live off of seeing faces, so you're helping me. If you can turn on your camera while you're here, I appreciate it. If you can't, that's okay too, because I also appreciate that we have complex lives and you're maybe somewhere where it's not convenient to open that up. Going to admit a couple more people. Let's see. Mark, would you mind being my co-host and letting people into the room?
Sure. I haven't done that before, but I'm happy to play the role.
Okay, I'm making you a co-host, and you'll see now that you'll be able to view when people are waiting, and you just accept or invite them in. So right now there's nobody, okay? Yeah, you can't hurt anything. It's okay. I appreciate your help on that. All right, everybody. Welcome. If you've just come, this is Pure English Practice. I'm Karen Taylor. Let's get started. Inoka, I'm glad to see you're here from Louisville. We have a couple more people, and we can just keep asking where you're calling in from. You can type that in the chat. Okay, let's get started. We're going to warm up with these very important sounds of English that make the meaning of English. These are the vowel sounds of English. If that's sort of interesting to you, you might think, before now, maybe you thought there's vowel sounds and consonant sounds, and they're just different kinds of sounds. And they are, but vowel sounds are like the soul of the word, especially the stressed vowel sound. So we're going to spend some time with those, and then we'll explore how those work. Okay, thank you so much. Glad to see you here, Laura. And glad to see you here, Inoka. Great. Here we are. Use your hand the way I do and repeat after me with your microphones closed, microphones off. Okay, here we go. Starting at the top. Green tea, your turn. Green tea, listen. Silver pin, yours. Silver pin, Gray day, your turn. Gray day, Red pepper, red pepper, Black cat, black cat, Olive sock, olive sock, Turquoise toy, oi. Turquoise toy, oi. Rose boat, oh. Rose boat, oh. Wooden hook, Wooden hook, Blue moon, ooh. Blue moon, ooh. A cup of mustard, a cup of mustard, Purple shirt, purple shirt, good. Brown cow, ow, brown cow, ow. And white tie, I, white tie, I. Very good. These are the vowel sounds of English. Okay, glad to have you. If you have any questions about these sounds now, you're welcome to ask those questions in the chat, or you can keep your questions to the end when I open microphones. Okay, but each sound is its own special sound that has a word, a color word, and a noun. So green and tea both contain that E sound that we'll call the green sound. Okay, I'm going to just warm up again with some words this time. So I'm going to have you continue looking there. But as I go around, I'm going to add a word. The words that I give you are all related to the same topic. So it's a little bit of a puzzle. I want to see if you can listen to the words you say and figure out what the topic is or the theme. Okay. So we're starting up at the top with the word meals. Just listen to it. Meals, meals, green tea meals. You see how you can follow along pretty quickly? Try the next one. Itinerary, itinerary, silver pin itinerary, transportation, transportation, gray day transportation, adventure, adventure, red pepper adventure, travelers, travelers, black cat travelers, lodging, lodging, olive sock lodging, enjoyment, enjoyment, turquoise toy enjoyment, coordinator, ooh, coordinator, rose boat coordinator, and host family, rose boat host family, cooking classes, cooking classes, wooden hook cooking classes, tour guide, tour guide, blue moon tour guide, shuttle bus, shuttle bus, a cup of mustard shuttle bus, insurance, insurance, purple shirt insurance, mountain biking, mountain biking, brown cow mountain biking, and hiking, hiking, white tie hiking. Well done. So any guess as to the theme? Any guess? And this is a guess for the students. Teachers, hold on to it. I know it's so exciting. You can put that in the chat, or let's open up mics. What was the theme of all these words? I'll say them one more time because you were practicing, right? We've got, let me get my nice pretty chart here for you. So if we are here, so much more comfortable sometimes, right? It's nice to have both. So we have meals, itinerary, transportation, adventure, travelers, lodging, walking. I didn't get to put that in there for reasons that we can talk about if you want, if you ask me. Enjoyment, coordinator, host family, cooking classes, tour guide, shuttle bus, insurance, mountain biking, and hiking. What's the theme? Here we go. Yeah, very good. That's one great word for it. Leisure, leisure, green tea, leisure. That's right, Constantine. Any other words to describe what this is? There's not just one right word, so keep them coming. Okay, I'll take a look at some of our questions as we go along. Okay, I'm glad to see. So gray day and black cat. Okay, we can look at those two. The difference between a cup of mustard and olive sock. Great. It could be an ad for an au pair program. That's true, Mark. All kinds of things come to mind, right? Vacation. Yes, TT. Wonderful. Vacation would be gray day vacation. Let me take that word because that was the question raised a little earlier by Constantine, is the difference between gray day and black cat. Okay, so let's look here for just a minute. I'm going to use a screen to help us. Here we go. The word is vacation. So let's look at the word vacation. It's just a very simple blank screen, right? There's vacation for you. And if we look at the word vacation, I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. There we go. When we look at this word, it's so interesting because English doesn't show where the stress is. So first of all, we have to hear the stress and acknowledge, where's the big sound in this word? Vacation, vacation. I can use both hands, I can use my face, I can use my head, but one way or another, we experience the stress of the word in English. If you've seen people speak with their hands, they're moving their hands on the stress. So where's the stress in vacation? Vacation, vacation, vacation.
T-I-O.
Yes.
Second.
The second syllable. Can you show me, Anis?
T-I-O-N.
Yeah, show me with your hand. Vacation.
Vacation.
Oh, that's beautiful. So when you show me, then I can hear it and see that you know how to do it. So that's right, vacation. Let me mark what you did here. There's the mark. We simply underline the stressed vowel letter or letters, okay? Vacation. Now, coming back to Konstantin's question, this could look like a black word, right? It kind of looks like vacation. How would you know whether it's black or gray or some other sound? That's a really good question. The trick of English is that you can't start by looking at the word first. You have to listen to it first. Now, lucky for us, we have ways to listen all around us. We have dictionaries like the Blue Canoe Dictionary. We have real people. We have YouTube, all kinds of places where we learn words. So when we listen and when we look at this word on people's faces, what do we hear? Vacay, vacay, vacay. So that K is a moving sound. Watch my mouth. I'm going to be silent here. That A movement is a movement of my jaw, and it matches the same sound. When you listen, that A, vacay, it matches the sound in gray day. So if you think I did a reversal, right? I kind of flipped it. I said, you have to listen first, and then you can match it to either red or black or gray, whatever the sound is. If it were black, it would be vacation. Sounds similar, but if you listen to a lot of speakers of English, vacation, this A is moving, A, all the way up to green. Watch, A, E. Notice that at the end, E, my voice and my smile, my jaw are all in the green position. So we start down here in red, and we can get to red from the top. Yeah. And go back. A, okay, vacation. So take your hand and try that. Vacation, vacation. Good. So the hand is going up as your jaw, A, moves up as well. Okay, that is what we call the gray sound. And that's basically how we mark a word. That may not be everything on Konstantin's mind, but maybe that was part of it, right? Konstantin is the spelling. The spelling of a word will not tell you how it sounds. It might be one letter for at least 5, 6, 7 different sounds. So we have to start with the sound, identify the color, and then notice the spelling in reverse. Okay. Keep coming with your questions. Let's see. We've got vacation from Titi. Is it possible to get... Yes, this is a recorded session. Thanks for asking. We do record this and we post this over in our Pure English Practice community. If you are not yet in the community, I'll be showing that to you shortly. Okay, wonderful. I'd like to take a moment with you with our chant for the day. Our theme is one of the best. One of the best. It's a very expressive phrase, and it could be best, or it could be worst, or it could be some other adjective, right? But this phrase of one of the is a great way to talk about your opinion in a way that doesn't sound necessarily like the most, but it can be one of the most. So we're going to practice a little bit with that. And I'm going to use a video that I've actually made for you, like a little workout. So let's share that for a moment. I'm going to remove my spotlight and let you see what I'm sharing. And as we do this, I'd like you to do what I do. I'll show you a little bit of what this is like. If I move my hand this way, you're going to move in the same direction, like a mirror, okay? If I move over here, do the same thing. And whether you have your camera on or off, I hope that you are speaking out loud and that you're using your body. And the reason for that is that we're able to notice more in our brain if we're using our body as well. So it's like a superpower charging kind of activity to awaken your brain and help you notice things. Okay. So here's our activity, our warm up, our pure English practice moment. Here we go. Best, worst, worst. Hold on. Best. That is very fast. Best. I'm going to slow down and start that again for you. Okay, here we go. Best, worst, worst, best, best, worst, worst, best, one of the best, one of the worst, one of the worst, one of the best, one of the best, one of the worst, one of the worst, one of the best, one of the best, one of the worst, one of the worst, one of the best, one of the best, one of the worst, one of the worst, one of the best, 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 one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best meals I've ever had. It's one of the best meals I've ever had. It's one of the best meals I've ever had. It's one of the best. 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 It's one of the worst. 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 It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst meals I've ever had. It's one of the worst meals I've ever had. It's one of the worst meals I've ever had. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the best meals I've ever had. It's one of the worst meals I've ever had. It's one of the best meals I've ever had. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the best. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. It's one of the best. 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 Hey, good job, everybody. That was rhythm work. The rhythm of English is so important. It helps your listener connect with you. And so if you know the rhythm, you know the secret of connecting with other people. Questions or comments about this? I'm sorry if you couldn't hear the clip very well. I can give you access to that another time, but I hope you were able to participate some, right? I'd like to ask you then, if you know that phrase, one of the best or one of the worst, it doesn't just go with those two words. We could add any other kind of superlative adjective, like one of the most, or one of the least. So let's come up with, let's see, actually, here we go. One of the most difficult tests I've ever taken. One of the most what? Can we brainstorm and put in the chat just a few words? A few words that could go with one of the most difficult, one of the most. And I'd like to open this up as we're doing this. One of the most difficult sounds. Good. So we have difficult. What else could go there? One of the most,
One of the most interesting movie.
yes, one of the most interesting movies. Yeah. What else? Keep typing those over in the chat. What I'm going to do is provide you with some examples, and we'll look at these in terms of color, vowel, and stress. Okay. So we have, of course, these important words, one and most. Let's start with one and most, and then we'll visit some of these others and see if we want to add a few of yours. Okay. What color is one? One. I've given you a lot of different categories here. These are green, of course, and purple. So these should look familiar to you. If you can try to match this, we have one vowel right here. And you can open up your mics. What color is one? What color is one? It's okay to guess as well, by the way. And I'm looking over in the chat. Okay, a cup of mustard, exactly. So let's take a look at that. We'll have one line here, one, and that is a cup of mustard. Well done, Konstantin. One. Everyone try that. A cup of mustard, one. A cup of mustard, one. Great. And Konstantin, since you picked it, why don't you try that one and just match it? Say a cup of mustard, one. If you could open your mic. He might be on an iPhone, so I won't. Can you do it?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Great. Try that. A cup of mustard, one. Your turn.
A cup of mustard, one.
Great. How about difficult, everyone? And go ahead and open up our mics. I can hear your voices beautifully. What color is difficult? Difficult.
Silver pin.
Say it again.
Silver pin, difficult.
Yeah,
Silver pin.
Very good. I can hear that. So that means when you tell me it's silver pin, that tells me that you also know where the stress is. It could be from the word and the way we're looking at it. We don't know, right? It could be difficult, but it's not. Or it could be difficult, but it's not. It is definitely here in the first syllable. Difficult. Silver pin, difficult. Great. How about this word? Where's the stress? So take out your hand and you might want to just say the word to figure out where the stress is based on how you say it. Okay. Where's the stress? Is it interesting, 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 or interesting? Those are some options there. Any guesses? How about you? I don't have your name, but it says iPhone. I can see you. You have the blue shirt on. You. Would you like to try? What's your name on the iPhone? Maybe you're not sure. You're on a swing. I can see you swinging. Laura, let's try. Yeah, I can see you. What's your name?
Oh yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Interesting. It will be I. So like silver.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting. Can you use it with your hand? Can you, or your face?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Interesting.
Exactly. Beautiful. So we've got interesting. And tell me, what's your name?
Bob.
Bob. Okay, Bob. Nice to meet you. Glad to have you here.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I don't want to
okay.
call you iPhone, so I could
Okay, I
call
didn't know you were
Bob.
talking to me.
Okay, great. All right. How about delicious? Delicious. Laura, what do you hear in delicious? Where's the stress?
Delicious. Li,
I would
delicious.
say, silver pen again, delicious.
Good. Can you show me with a
Delicious.
hand?
Delicious.
Very
Delicious.
nice. Delicious.
Delicious.
Exactly.
Delicious.
Delicious. We've got a lot of silver going on here with the letter I. Is letter I always silver? Let's see. How about this next word?
Excite. Excite. Exciting.
Exciting.
Excite.
Anise, you want to try this one with your hand?
Exciting.
Exciting. And what color is that for you?
Exciting. I don't know. Silver spray? No.
Well, let's see. You have the stress in the right place. I can see that,
Yes.
right? Exciting.
I
Good.
think
So can
I-
someone help Anise with the color?
White. White.
Good. White tie. Exciting. You can
White
see
tie, yeah.
I. Great.
Exciting.
Uh-huh. So we'll grab a white tie right there and bring it over. White tie. Exciting. Beautiful. Now here's a fun one. So here was one. How about most? Most.
Most. Most.
Most.
Ammo.
Most. It's only one
Rose.
syllable.
Rose.
Rose boat.
Rose boat. Oh, yeah, it is. And what I love about this is one of my favorite vowels. I'll tell you why. It's
Most.
tricky, but it's beautiful because if we come up and round our lips, oh, you should almost feel there's a W at the top up here. And if you feel it, you should almost release it. Oh. In fact, many young people, I have teenagers, and they'll say, this is very common for teenagers now. They'll say, no, if you ask them a question, or they'll say, yes. And so you can really hear the W in no when these teenagers say no. And it's part of the fact that we're moving up to the top of the range and almost a consonant. Oh, so when you hear no one, you can hear the W, right? So beautiful. Let's try that one. Rose boat most.
Rose boat. Most.
Great. Be sure you watch that movement. Otherwise it can become something like most, like that, and most, and it starts to sound strange. So we want most. Okay. How about motivated? Motivated.
Same thing.
Same.
Ammo.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So,
Motivated.
motivated. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So
two syllables. Yeah.
Motivated.
Motivated.
Exactly.
Motivated.
Okay. We have a lot of folks in the room who they have no video, but if you want to speak, you just open your mic, let me know, or raise a hand. For this one, let's all do raised hands. How about this word?
Relaxing. L. Relaxing.
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 Relaxing. Titi, you want to try that one?
Relaxing.
I think it's black cat.
Yeah, I think so too. Relaxing. So we have this second syllable, and we'll underline only the stressed vowel, okay, because it helps us later with spelling and other things. Relaxing. Let's find a nice strong black sound. The black sound in many languages tends to come up here to a, como en español, a, but we want to come down to a. So if you start up here at green, far away, you can actually find black. Yeah. Try that. Yeah. It's a big smile with a low jaw.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than maybe your language. We went Try one more time.
Yeah.
Huh? Good. Now I can hear Titi say relaxing.
Relaxing.
Nice. That was a beautiful pronunciation of that word.
Relaxing.
Good. How about this one? I'm going to give you the stress because I did automatically. But what's the color?
Olive oil.
Let's try this. Very good. Let's try this. So if it were olive,
Mustard, mustard maybe.
yeah, if it were olive, it would be frustrating, frustrating. And I'll pronounce it for myself, frustrating.
Mustard,
Frustrating, frustrating. Very good.
frustrating,
Let's grab some mustard and we'll take it here.
frustrating.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
So let's hear the difference. We have okay, a cup of mustard,
Yes.
frustrating. Great. And our final word, challenging.
Challenge, challenge. CHA,
Can you show me with your hand, Bob?
challenge, challenge,
Yeah, everyone try that. Challenging. Challenging.
challenge.
The hand, it's not just this idea of challenging and engaging the brain. It's actually a measure of the time that English speakers spend on the stressed syllable compared to the other syllables. So if we use your
Challenge.
hand, it will help you
Challenge.
achieve
Yeah.
that challenging
Cha-
stress. A challenging, and we'll just grab that like that. Okay, great, good. So here now we would come up with, we can practice
Challenge.
sentences. So one of the most difficult exams would be an example. One of the most difficult exams, right? Can now anyone finish one of the most difficult with another noun, please? Who wants to practice? One of the most difficult something. Your idea.
One of the most difficult reading.
Good. One of the most difficult readings.
Reading.
Readings. Can you spell that? for me?
Reading a book.
Reading a book. Okay. One of the most difficult readings or articles or books, right?
Article.
Very nice. Yes, I just wanted to make sure I understood for sure. That was clear. Okay, good. I need another person. One of the most interesting. One of the most interesting what?
One of the most interesting people.
Yes, one of the most interesting people. So Laura, I heard people, and I want to hear people.
People.
Yeah.
People.
So go ahead
One
and
of
use
the
a
most
gesture.
interesting people.
Great. Even more, actually. I know it sounds
People.
crazy, but can you use your hand for a minute?
People.
Yes. It's amazing the difference. I have to say, I can hear that you're using your hand. So try that one more. I'm going to say it 3 times. One of the most interesting people. One of the
most interesting people.
Your turn. Go.
One of the most interesting people.
Great. Interesting is often just 3 syllables, by the way. If you say interesting, it's okay. It's totally understandable, but a more conventional North American and even British pronunciation is 3 syllables. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So if interesting. Yeah. You want to try one more time, Laura?
Interesting.
Yeah, I hear interest. It's good. You can do both.
Interesting.
They're both acceptable, but I wanted you to know about that. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very nice. How about one more? I'd like this one for Bob. I'm going to assign this one to you. This is delicious. One of the most delicious.
Yeah, one of the most delicious food I ever tasted.
Good. One of the most delicious. It's going to be a something that is one. So one of the most delicious meals.
A meal, yeah. One of the most delicious meal I ever tasted.
Very nice. One of the most delicious meals I've ever tasted. Very nice. Let's try delicious with something else. What else could it be? Anis, one of the most delicious.
One of the most delicious meat I eat.
Good. Did you say meat?
Meat.
Meat. So it would be a specific one. We have to count it. So maybe you'd say one of the most delicious lamb chops I've ever
Lamb chop. Yeah.
So we have to have countable. It's interesting. There's
Or
grammar.
one of the delicious cow milk I drink.
One of the most delicious.
Cow milk. Or goat
Now
milk.
it has to be plural.
It has to be it has to be a countable.
More than
noun.
one items.
right? So we
Goat milk,
roast meat, roast beef,
goat milk.
goat milk. Aha. One of the most delicious cups of goat's milk I've ever had.
Yes.
So we have to
Okay.
count it. Okay, very good. Let's try Constantine. You want to try one? One of the most exciting what?
Let me think of it.
Yeah, you can think. That's okay. I'm going to give one to someone else at the same time so that they can think. One of the most motivated, Inoka, I'm giving that to you. You'll finish it with a noun. Okay, in just a moment. I'm just giving you thinking time. One of the most motivated, but right now it's Constantine. One of the most exciting.
Motivated speakers, maybe.
Let's put it
Speakers.
as one of the most exciting deals.
One of the most exciting deals,
Deals, yes.
like
Green
a
tea.
business deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the most exciting business deals.
Or
Try
maybe
that.
trip.
One more time for Constantine.
One of the most exciting business deals.
Good. And that wonderful. That's a business deal. There's a high note on business deal. It's a compound. Okay. One of the most exciting business deals. Try that.
One of the most exciting business deals.
Oh, that's beautiful. That sounded great. That was great. Bob, what did you want to say?
The next one or same one? Yeah, most exciting trips. One of the
Yes.
most exciting trips I
Very
ever
nice.
made.
Yeah, one of the most exciting trips I've ever had.
And
Yep, try that one more time. I'll do it once. One of the most exciting trips I've ever had.
one of the most exciting trips I ever had.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Inoka, are you ready? I gave you the word motivated, and you're going to add a noun after that. Are you able to speak with us? If not, I invite Titi. I can't see your faces, but I don't want you to lose out on opportunities. Titi, can you take this one?
I think so.
Great.
One of the most, which was the word?
Motivated.
Motivated.
Motivated. Motivated.
It's not,
Class? Class?
one of the most motivated. So class is a great guess. If I change this to motivating, I could probably do that. One of the most motivating classes I've ever attended.
Okay.
Yeah. So try that. One of the most motivating classes I've ever attended.
One of the most motivating class I ever attended.
Yes. So motivating would be things or events. And if I change this back to motivated with an ED at the end, one of the most motivated, it's going to go with a person. I just gave it away.
Maybe speaker. How about
So-
speaker?
Say it again.
Motivated speakers.
Good. So now the speaker is a person, but the question is the person feeling motivated or are they motivating other people? Right. So motivated and motivating is actually pretty complex. So I could say, for example, with motivated, he's one of the most motivated students I've ever met because he's a very motivated student. Okay.
Oh. Can I
now-
say one of the most motivated teachers I ever had?
Yes.
I haven't met.
You
Met?
can, except what you're saying is that teacher is very motivated to work hard. Now,
Mhm.
if you want to say that teacher motivated you,
Okay.
you would say that teacher was very motivating. So it's subtle, right? This difference between the ED and the ING as far as which direction the energy is going. Okay. Motivated is the energy is inside of the person to do more. Okay, I'm very motivated to help my students. Okay, so that's the more common form. Ooh, this
This kind
becomes
of adjective.
complicated.
It describes.
Say that again, Bob.
The motivating and motivated, both are my adjectives that describes the action and describe the person.
Yeah.
right?
It's true. Although
But-
motivating, you can talk about motivating factors. Motivating is a broader adjective, and they have directionality. Let's continue. I see Miran in the room. Would you like to speak, Miran, with maybe the word relaxing? Especially after that big discussion of motivated, we need something that's relaxing. Miran, yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
So it's going to be one of the most relaxing, what?
One of the
Vacation.
most relaxing places.
Yes, one of the most relaxing places I know.
I
How
know.
about that? Try that.
Okay. One of the most relaxing places I know.
Great. And could you use your hand if you're not already? I'm not hearing quite enough time. So one of the most relaxing places I know.
Okay.
One of the most.
One of the most relaxing places I know.
Great. So the more we have some kind of gesture, the more we can meet this kind of silent expectation of the English listener. When you're speaking English, we listen for time, and that helps us make sense of the words that you're saying, right? So it's time plus color together creates this colorful light up of meaning for us. And if you ever have anybody say, excuse me, or can you repeat that? Think, ooh, I need more time on the stressed vowels. That's going to take you a long way, everybody. Okay. And that's what we really focus on with Color Vowel as the first treatment of speech. And then we can work with you on some of the smaller pieces like consonants and all the other pieces that make communication important. Okay. I'd like to share with you, it's been a lot of fun, by the way, and if you didn't get a chance to speak, that's okay. We have lots of opportunities at our future Pure English Practice events. I wanted to show you a little bit about our course that we have coming up. This is where you really get the coaching practice and feedback that you might be interested in. The course is called Speak Confidently. We have our next session coming up in February, from February 2nd to March 2nd. That's on Thursdays here in the Western Hemisphere from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So when you go on our website, which I'll give you shortly, you can take a look at that time zone for yourselves. We have another session starting in May and a third session starting in September. Our classes are currently, this class is on sale right now. So if you register in the next month before January, you'll be able to get a nice discount on that course. And we'd love to see you there. You'll have multiple coaches. Jennifer and I teach the course, and then we have coaches in the room who work privately with you during the session. Okay. I'm open for your questions as I pull up that information for you. I know some people are interested in that class. There
So
we go.
it taught by who? Jennifer who?
Jennifer is my colleague, Jennifer Campion. She's not here today, but Jennifer and I are the master teachers for this course. And then we
Okay.
train coaches who are in the room with you to do personalized work. So this is just a little bit about that course. Let me show that to you, the registration page. There you go. And I'll put this in the chat for you so you can visit it. Okay, there we go. I think that's right. There we go. So that link is there for you. You can take a look at that course and learn about us. Whoever,
Okay.
when you asked about Jennifer, you can learn more about Jennifer here. There's my information and here's Jennifer's information. So the two of us co-teach the course. It's 5 weeks. It's quite intensive. You're doing video-based tasks into your computer or your phone, and you post them to our course site. And then we give you feedback on that. And then we have live classes along with those assignments so that during class, you do a lot of work like what we've just done here together. Okay. So that's there for you. I wanted to mention one other thing for you is that you should already be, if you see learners here in the website, you go to Pure English Practice. If you have not already joined the community, this is important. Some of you are enrolled in an old course that we have now transitioned into a community. So I want you to be sure that when you go to learn.colorvowel.com, you can go to a place called Learners and you'll find Pure English Practice Community. Here in the community is where I post the videos and messages, and you can ask questions. Okay. So just know, like today, we just finished up with our event. Our next event is December 15th. When you click on that, you'll find the link for today. Okay. I have been emailing you as well, so you can watch for those. But eventually, I'd like you to know how to come and ask questions here. Okay. So do join that community if you haven't already. All right. Questions from you as we wrap up.
No
Today-
question, but I have a comment.
okay.
I enjoyed your this session. It made me think. That was good thinking session that we had, like different adjectives, and you had to think, like one of the exciting, one of the relaxing, and as well as the stress words. Then same time make you think. So that's another thing that, now you're only paying attention to the stress, but you're paying attention what you're going to think when you make a conversation.
That's right. So it's the meaning connected with the form.
Right. I like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that
Appreciate it.
is our
Appreciate it.
methodology. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah,
That's
I'll join again.
Please
Definitely.
do. Be sure to join that community so that you know where the links are. Next time around, which is December 15th, that's just next week, I believe. We will focus on that rose boat sound that we talked about, the O and the closing of those lips, and specifically in don't, won't, and phone, 3 words that come up a lot, and then a few other words that are really important with the rose sound. So just watch for that. Okay. If you have certain words or certain phrases that you hope that I will teach in the future, you can post those in the community. Okay. Next week is later in the day. Yes, Doug, thank you for reminding everybody. The 15th is a Thursday, and that happens at night at 10 o'clock at night Eastern, here in the Maryland, DC, New York area. Okay, I'll call that the area because it's the same time zone.
Georgia, I'm in Georgia, so yeah.
Perfect. Okay. We have people here from all over the world, so the time zones are important. Thank you. Konstantin asked a question. How do we correctly pronounce demurrage? Interesting. Where do you use that word, Konstantin? I want to know more, because that's a word that I can pronounce, but I've never actually used it. So can you tell us more about how you've used it? I'm going to pull it up in Blue Canoe Dictionary.
Well, I work in the shipping industry, and so always either people say demurrage or demurrage.
Oh, fascinating.
So
I can, yeah, and that tells me, so the fact that you're in the shipping industry makes a huge, that's important. Let's see, demurrage, I'm going to put it in there, D-M-U-R. That's a French word. So what's important to realize is with a loan word or a borrowed word like demurrage, let me see if I can just share.
Damage. Probably damage.
Can you see my phone? Let's see. I don't know what's going on with my screen share lately. Yeah, you can hold it up. Exactly. I was going to share my phone, but you can see here. Let's see what they say. Demurrage. 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 I can hear that. You hear that note, da-da-da, da-da-da. So when you're listening, remember how I said you have to listen to a word and then start to say, what am I hearing? One way you can listen is with a lot of repetition. Right. So here in the Blue Canoe Dictionary, if I play it 5 times, I'll start to hear a kind of song, and I'm listening for the note change. When the note changes, that's where the stress is. Listen. Demurrage, 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 demurrage. So I hear purple. But I would not at all be surprised if some people also say demurrage, because we're taking a French word, putting it into English, and it's moving around the world. So the fact that there's no mark, nobody, we don't have marks in English to show the stress, means that the different people can say it differently. But demurrage seems like a safe way to say it. I hope that's helpful, Konstantin.
That's great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sometimes there's more than one right answer, right, to a word. And that's an example between British and English, British and American English. There are lots of examples, like a garage and the garage, if you're talking about where to put your car. So we have those stress changes sometimes. Okay. It does sound like encourage. You're right, Mark. Great. Hey, this is a really fun session. I hope you'll join me again. Our next Tuesday session will be on, let's see, on January 10th. You know what I did? I've made a session that's at a different time than normal because I had a scheduling conflict. Let me show you. So the next one is December 15th at 10 p.m. After that is January 10th, and that is at 5 p.m. Eastern, which might be, maybe it's convenient, maybe it's not, but I will post the recorded session in our community, okay? And that'll be on disagreeing and agreeing. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a lovely day. Have a wonderful holiday season. There's so much happening over the next month or so, and you might be traveling. I wish you well, and I wish you safety and health.
The same
You
to
A
you.
happy
too.
olive
You
socks
too.
holiday.
Oh, yes. Olive
Thank
sock
you.
holiday. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good
Bye-bye.
day.
Bye,
Bye.
Anis. Bye-bye, Laura. Bye, Konstantin. Bye, Miran.
See you.
Thanks for joining me.